Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, actually, something came up with Life by You, which I know I just did a video covering everything that was coming out that we know so far. You should check out that video if you haven't yet. Today, they dropped their first blog post, so I thought it would be nice if we read it together and see what it's about. So what they did is they posted on Twitter. They said, "Hello everyone, we have an important blog post for you today about life stages, so be sure to read it here. Be sure to ask your follow-up questions below and we might answer them in future blogs, videos, or around our social channels." So they're encouraging feedback. They want to, inform the community. I think this is great, and that they're starting this early on is awesome to see. And we might scroll through some questions here because it looks like they are answering stuff, but let us take a look at the blog post first, because then we can see if any of the questions on Twitter are different and more detailed and informative. So this is a page, and this is, their first blog post on their whole website, so that's kind of cool. Welcome to Life by You's first official blog post. We look forward to sharing new content, updates, and offering sneak peeks into the development process through these blog posts, and we'd like to get that started with a popular topic, life stages. I mean, that'd be interesting to see how they're going to handle all that, because The Sims kind of dropped the ball a lot, especially early on, with how life stages kind of work. So let's see. We've received a lot of questions about which life stages will be playable, available in Life by You, both at early access and full release, as well as how those life stages will impact gameplay, how your characters will age, and more. So let's address some of these and bring you the latest on where we are in the dev cycle. What life stages will be available for early access? Teens, adults, and elders are targeted to be available at the start of early access. Okay, so no children. We are still hard at work to determine if children will be available at the start of early access. I hope they do, because I feel like that would be kind of weird if there's no children. There should at least be one like child age range. I know The Sims had the bassinet babies and then they were just children, right? But now they have toddlers before children and then teens. So I feel like we need at least children, but yeah, it looks like how their development goes decides on if they're gonna get children to launch on release. So hopefully they can actually get that figured out, because I think that will be a big bummer if it's not in the game on release. But still something that it seems like they're trying to push in. They've already created content for children, so they are planning long-term for children, obviously. Like, that makes sense. And feel that the gameplay is rewarding. However, they need time to bring visual charm and make sure this life stage is working properly, which I totally get. I get that. That's fair. Infants and toddlers will be included in the base game eventually, and we have designed our systems with them in mind. Both have been prototyped and play-tested in development, but need additional polish and design to reach what we consider to be an acceptable quality bar for gameplay depth and visuals. The team strongly believes that these life stages are important to the player experience and absolutely belong in the base game in order for the game to be considered feature complete. I love that. Okay, they're like, yeah, we need to make sure this is in the game on official release probably, but obviously early access is that period of maybe not everything is there quite yet, but it will get added in time. What life stages will be eventually included in the base game? So they are planning infant, toddler, child, teen, adult, so 6. Pretty much everything we have in The Sims. So how will aging work? Is it gradual or in stages? Right now, the aging follows a progression of in-game time, and each human will have a birthday every year and go up 1 year in age. See, I like that. I like that there's like yearly aging up instead of this like, oh, you age up from a child and then you don't have a birthday your whole childhood, you don't have a birthday. So it's kind of weird with The Sims, right? So I like that. I think that's cool. So you actually get to celebrate birthdays every year instead of 4 times in your life, right? Visuals and animations are tied to life stages themselves and will update when a new life stage is achieved. We're still fine-tuning the visuals across all of life stages in the game right now. We can't wait to see what you think of aging, so this is a major area where we'll be watching player feedback during early access. Okay, so it does seem like more slowly age, and then once you hit certain ages is probably when it switches you to a child to a teen, right? I think that's really cool. I don't see any problem with that. I think it's actually better to do it that way than the way that The Sims has been doing it. What will be the unique elements to each life stage? Is school a thing for kids or teens? We're still adding a lot of content to the game between now and early access. I'm sure, yeah. And we'll continue to add content throughout the early access process. This includes adding a lot more life stage specific content. Find some specific elements to each life stage below. Okay. Interactions. Right now, we're working on making sure interactions are age appropriate to the life stage's capabilities. The types of interactions a child versus an adult or elder will differ. Our system lets us select for which life stages or combination of life stages an interaction appears. For example, only teens and older will be able to cook the full range of recipes. We want to make sure they're careful around sharp objects and open flames. I like that. That's good for storytelling and stuff, you know? Like, children aren't going to just be able to cook their own, I don't know. They're not going to make like a casserole, you know? Children shouldn't be allowed to make the same exact foods. Okay, I like that. Conversations. There will be conversation options and content related specifically to each life stage. Getting unique life stage content was very important to us in developing conversations, and age-specific content will be expanded throughout early access to add more variety in specific cases. Good. I did see when they showed off the dialogue thing, they had like when you're talking to someone of a different age group, different things that could happen. So you can kind of see that in the back end if you watch the first video or the last stuff that they posted. It's really cool how they've done that. It seems like they've taken great care in making sure it's like realistic, hopefully, in the sense of like what everyone is able to do and how they're allowed to talk to each other. Okay, and here's their example. The way kids speak is age appropriate and unique to kids' interests. There are also conversations related specifically to child and parent-guardian relationships in the game. So basically, there's a lot of things that are specifically tailored to the relationships you have around the different life stages. Very cool. School versus jobs. Only adults can go to work and perform jobs and careers. There are plans for children's school to be added eventually, and will likely follow a similar gameplay system to jobs, not be a rabbit hole. Wait, they said that the gameplay job system will not be rabbit holes? That's actually really good because 90% of Sims jobs are just rabbit holes. You just go to work. So it's kind of cool that they are offering that. Gotta make sure it's right. It sounds like that's what they're doing a lot of, is making sure things are right before they launch it. Good to see. University gameplay is not currently planned for the base game, as it's a deep topic with a lot of design implications for the game. We want to make sure we have a solution for this specific case, which is definitely hinting at like, hey, this will probably be a DLC. I'm sure this game is going to come out with DLC, right? Like, it would be dumb to not have DLC because there's just so much, like, they can make a great base game and give you all the tools to make your own world and make your own everything, but then they also need to make more money to keep developing it. So yeah, I think it's great. Not great that we won't have it in the game, but like it makes sense to me why they are not going to be putting it in the game yet. And I think it is fair for them to put it as an expansion pack or some kind of DLC. Hopefully not $40 like The Sims. All right, last couple things. Transportation. There are age-appropriate transportation options for children, teens, and adults onwards. This includes tricycles, bikes, and skateboards for kids to get around, with cars unlocking at an older age. So there's all different types of transportation for different age groups. Oh, that's so cool. And then you get cars. Nice. Yeah, no, love that. Definitely good that that's base game too, right? Dating and relationships. Dating will unlock specifically between teens at the teen life stage and specifically between adults at the adult life stage. The options and tone of dating differs from teenage sweethearts to adult dating, marriage, and romantic relationships. Okay, this includes custom conversation options and content for those life stages. Oh, right. I mean, that's pretty cool to hear. I don't see anything that's like a red flag. I mean, yeah, it sucks that children may not be in the game initially, but it seems like they're trying to make it happen, which it could happen. You never know. Don't plan on having children on early access release, and that's okay. Everything else I feel like is great. Let's take a look at just the comments really quick and see if they replied to anything interesting. So this person says, this was a good read. Very curious to see how the aging part will work mixed with in-game time. A birthday every year and will go up 1 year in age. Could you go weeks, months without anyone aging into a new life stage? I don't know, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see it. Great question. Right now, life stages are broken into specific age ranges. However, we're making sure that that feels right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, once you hit 13, would that be considered a teen? Yeah, 12 isn't a teen. 13 would be a teenager, I would assume. 18, elders? Oh, there's not going to be young adults, I guess. So you'll just be an adult until you're like 60. That would be interesting, but it's realistic, so I don't hate it. Okay. Here's another question. My question is, will this game force you to grow up all the characters you're playing with? Maybe I want my maid family or certain households to stay the same for a longer time without them getting older. I hope that's an option. We hope to include a toggle for this at full launch. Great. Love to see that. Yep. The more customization options, the better. I love the idea of having a birthday every year until the next life stage is reached. You didn't mention babies in your article. Are babies classified as infants? Yes. Thanks for asking. Okay. So babies are infants. Infants are babies. That's it. Okay. And they probably will be not objects. Will Life by You have multiplayer? Life by You is a single player experience. No multiplayer at all. Great. I'm thrilled about that because I don't need creepy, weird people coming into games and doing weird things. No, no, no. Life sim games are solo. I do like the co-op that might be coming with Sims 5 with like the building options that they're trying to do, and I just hope they don't go too much into multiplayer for that game, but this isn't that game. Life by You seems like they're focusing in on what they know that The Sims at its core is. That's what we need. We need more competition in life simulation space. We just don't have many life sims that are good quality that are being developed and are out right now. Obviously, we have Paralive. That's about it. Like, I don't know any other good, larger, well-known ones. So now we have at least 2 other competitors kind of being on the works. And this one's coming out way sooner than Paralive. So quite exciting. How long will a year be in game time? Naturally depends a bit on the pace that you play, but 1 minute in Life by You is roughly 1 second of real life time at normal speed. We love time though, so we'll be sure to look at more in depth later. We don't have a ton of info on that, but yeah, 1 minute is 1 second of real life time. Okay, that makes sense. I think that's about all they have replied to. Yeah, that's about it. With that, I guess that's pretty much all that we had to cover today. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about the Life by You's life stages, because that's what they just dropped on us today. And I hope to do more videos like this where I just cover like the articles that they post, or if they do a tweet thread, or if they post a bunch of stuff. I'd like to cover a lot of that here on this channel. So if you like that type of stuff and you want to learn more and check it out with me as it progresses, then make sure you like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.